Hello, engaged family. Hello, Dr. Prasad.
You Che unmute it.
I see Che. He's muted too. There we go.
Hello.
He got it. How you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
I am so excited. Dr. Prasad, can you remember the last time we talked about kids gummies? Let me see.
Long time ago.
I can't remember when we
I
talked
can't
about
either.
these. All I know is I eat about a bottle a month. I eat two or three a day. I love them. My kids love them. And we haven't talked about kids' micro daily gummies for too long. Don't you agree?
Yes.
And Shay, I know you've been doing a little work on the gummies also. Are you ready to talk about it?
Yeah, I'm excited. It's near and dear to my heart because my daughter is a teenager and has been taking them in her first year of college. It's one of the things that she packed along with her makeup and her favorite clothes was 5 bottles of gummies.
I love it. Well, I know Che, I think that was her introduction to micro daily, wasn't it? Was the
Yeah. Every day, every morning when she came for breakfast, I always laid it out for her, and then she brought that with her, and I we sent her with enough to last her the whole quarter, and in a few weeks, she called and asked for more. We were wondering how much she was taking, and it turned out that her friends noticed that she wasn't getting as sick as often and that she would recover faster. And so they wanted it too. And so she got a few extra bottles that her friends come over and share. So she's already part of the engaged family recruiting future
I love
engaged.
it. I love it. I love it. Well, Dr. Prasad and Che, all right, Dr. Prasad, can you see this?
Yes.
Yep.
Micro Daily Kids Gummies.
Yes. Everybody, I just want you to know there's my Janine, my beautiful wife. I'm a lucky man and excited to get this presentation going. Micro Daily Kids Gummies. We haven't done a presentation on them for a long time, and it's time to talk about gummies. So I want to remind everybody that none of the statements that we will be making tonight has been evaluated by the FDA. Micro Daily Gummies and none of our products are intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease, but they are formulated by the Michelangelo of micronutrient science, who has helped to formulate, well, who basically, with his lifetime, what Dr. Prasad, is it fair to say 60 years of research and study on micronutrition and human health?
Yes.
60 years has been done to figure out how nutrients work with the body at the cellular level and empower our bodies to be the healthiest we can be. So, we're going to talk about good health and ways micronutrition can enhance our health tonight. Um, we want to talk about, just one second, we want to talk about navigating nutritional gaps. You know, fast food often replaces nutritious meals. Many children have vitamins that provide limited nutrient support. They're tasty and sweet, but they don't have much in terms of nutrients. Children miss many of the essential nutrients they need for healthy development through the critical years, and nutrition is critical as a building block of human health. And it starts in our youth when we're little. And comprehensive nutrition will help to support healthy growth and development, healthy kids. And I know that, with my five children, that's been my dream and hope. Che, I know that is with your daughter. Dr. Prasad, I know that is with your kids. And I know it is with everyone here. It's our kids and our grandkids. Let's get them started right. So we're going to talk about how we can do that. And we're going to talk about how micronutrients support children's health. Micronutrition are it's the nutrients that go to our cells to feed our body at the cellular level, and our body is made up at that cellular level. And so children need to make sure they're getting sufficient micronutrients to support their physical growth, their cognitive development, their immune function, and their natural cellular protection. Like, think of how often when kids go to school, they come home sick. It's because they're around a whole group of kids, many of whom are not healthy, and they're spreading a lot of these viruses, etc. That if your immune system isn't strong, you're gonna get sick, and that's why kids suffer from a lot of illnesses. So, Dr. Prasad, you've taught me that even in a deficiency of a single micronutrient can affect physical growth, cognitive development, and healthy immune function. Dr. Prasad, why don't you talk about that for a minute? How just even having insufficient amount of one nutrient can affect our health.
Because these are very important to stimulate the immune function. And if immune system doesn't get that one, then it becomes very weak in responding it. And that's why we have all kind of infection and kids in a school is very high incidence of infection. And this is because at least one or more micronutrients are deficient.
Well, Shay, I know, as a pathologist, you've done a lot of research on, people who are sick and what's making them sick. Your dad developed this CQF, this, combination quantity and form. And I know, a foundation of his formulation is this idea of getting the right combination of nutrients,
Yes,
getting the right quantities of these nutrients, and getting the right forms of these nutrients. And it's like a stool. If you're missing a leg of the stool, it won't stand up properly. Dr. Prasad, you developed this concept of it's not a single nutrient alone, but it's the way they
right,
synergistically work.
right.
Shay, why don't you talk a little bit about when you have this synergy happening with nutrients and one of them is missing or insufficient, how that can affect our health?
Yeah, for
Yeah,
example,
Oh,
to improve your health, you want to reduce your oxidative stress and inflammation in your body at the same time. And if you use a one nutrient, it's not going to do it at all. And or two or three, you have to have a appropriate type of a micronutrient, not just any micronutrient. The micronutrient which can simultaneously reduce oxidative stress and inflammation in kids, and the way we have prepared this, they will do the job, that they will simultaneously reduce oxidative stress and inflammation, and therefore your immune function would be optimal, and thus it can prevent all kind of infection when you are in a school.
well, Shay, when kids are not getting that, why don't help even expand on this idea of missing a nutrient and how that would mean the building blocks are going to be built more weakly or not as strong?
right. So, like my dad was saying, this is something that I grew up with. I mean, his concept, even, in the 1970s when I was a kid, was synergy. A lot of times people in the scientific world, especially in Western science, like to study a single thing and see how that affects cells, how that affects health. But it turns out that sometimes a single vitamin by itself is not going to be effective. When you find out that when you combine it, two micronutrients, they're actually more effective together than either one alone, and that's synergy or them working together. So that's a concept that my dad has been working on for his whole career. And also, he has always been a proponent of reducing oxidative stress. So oxidative stress occurs in your body. Your body has natural antioxidant defense mechanisms, like superoxide dismutase. There's enzymes, there's natural antioxidants. But in certain environments, those can get overwhelmed, and then you need something to help boost. A lot of what Engage has are boosts, and it's something to help boost your support in these environments. And kids, you produce free radicals from oxidative stress in just normal metabolism. But kids with a normal growth, with exercise, where they're eating kind of calorie dense but micronutrient deficient foods, and their environmental exposures to EMF and 5G radiation, their exposure to all kinds of infections at school, and emotional stress, all that increases oxidative stress and can overwhelm the body's own natural antioxidant defense system. And so my dad's combination is designed to address all those different areas where they can get overwhelmed and work on it in a synergistic and really, as we've been talking about, a broad spectrum approach as opposed to other common, multivitamins that are out there that kind of just have the basics that will not address some of the issues that my dad's do address.
Shay, I like what you said, and I hope people are catching this, and that is too often we are neglectful of our children and their nutritional health. We just want to keep them full, keep them happy, keep them from throwing a fit or causing causing some emotional challenges or just being uncomfortable. But yet, if we're not getting them the nutrients they need, which it's really hard in today's world, our kids are going to be more vulnerable. I mean, they're highly vulnerable in this world that you're talking about. I think that's what I was hearing you talk about is our children are vulnerable and we need to worry about that.
Yeah, and especially when they're outside of our control. Like when they're in the home, we have more control over what they eat. And I remember being a kid and my dad chasing my brother and I around with a huge plate of fruit that he had cut up, like more than was possible to eat. from a human. But this was early on when he was formulating what we needed, and now he's condensed it into this gummy. But when kids are out, I know even my daughter, who knows everything about nutrition, if her friends are going to Chick-fil-A or a fast food place, she'll go and eat there too. And I think we were one of the only families in the 1970s. That's when my dad was working with Linus Pauling. That when we went to a fast food place, which happens, I mean, sometimes it's convenient and it's easy, and that my dad would pull out vitamin C tablets and give them to everyone ahead of time to help us um, reduce oxidative damage in our bodies. So there's a balance, and it especially is concerning for kids when they're outside, when they're at school and places where we can't really see what they're eating because they will be tempted to eat calorie-rich and nutrient-deficient foods.
Well, Dr. Prasad, we talked, I remember, I can't remember how long ago we did the gummies, as, been numerous years ago. And
Yeah.
we're talking about how can we bring something to the children that they're going to want to eat, that's going to be healthy, and that's going to be the most nutrient-rich gummy or children's nutritional product in the world. And once again, with the challenge, Dr. Prasad, you stepped up to the challenge and you knocked it out of the park. You formulated Micro Daily Gummies, which is a special formula for kids, 2 to 18, basically. It's a science-based, patented micronutrient formula. I don't know if people understand how hard it is to get a patent. By the way, we just got another patent award at Han, Dr. Prasad, and we'll be talking about this on future calls. But we
Yeah.
just got another very exciting patent awarded. Took us numerous years to get it. But the gummy, we got it, Dr. Prasad got a patent on this in less than 2 years. It
Yeah.
was so unique in all of the world that the patent office just like there's nothing else like it. We see the special science behind it, and we got the NAT patent on it. It is the world's most nutrient-rich children's gummy or children's supplement. You look at this label and what Dr. Prasad has put in there with his CQF. No other product in the world has this. It was specifically formulated to support your children's health, and it's a citrus flavor, and it's really yummy. In fact, Dr. Prasad, I have a craving. I'm going to eat one right now. They're
That's
really
okay.
tasty. It has some natural sugar, not a lot, just a couple grams, so it's not sugar dense, but it's just delicious. And I just want to say this, it's great for adults too. And we'll talk a little bit more about this. So I do my micro daily EMF in the morning, my EMF at night, most of the times. And during the course of a week, there'll be a couple days where I'll eat one, two, or three of these in a day, just help boost me up. Or in a day when maybe I've forgotten or not taken my afternoon nutrition, I'll take some gummies. And it's a really easy, fun, tasty way for me to fill in my gap during the day if I'm having a gap. And here's the US patent number for everyone if you want to look up the patent. Dr. Prasad, I just have to say congratulations to you and thank you again for your extraordinary excellence, your Michelangelo approach to everything, which is to just do things that nobody's ever done before or seen before. And this is the gummy. So now we're going to talk about what the kids version of Micro Daily is. Now, Dr. Said, I want people to understand also, we have our Micro Daily EMF, and Shay, you talked about we live in an EMF soup, we live in a Wi-Fi soup where we're surrounded with this low-level radiation that's man-made every single day on top of natural radiation like from the sun, etc. And so Dr. Prasad has beefed up his Micro Daily, and we call it Micro Daily EMF. I would call it the Rolls-Royce of nutrition. And with Micro Daily Kids, it really is a Micro Daily EMF for kids, isn't it, Dr. Prasad?
Yes, because it will protect EMF radiation, which is very, very getting a very, very still is not as well recognized as a health hazard as it should. But like in early 60s, scientists never thought that smoking causes any health problem. But we know that they were wrong.
Well, we're seeing signs all around us that things are not well for a
Yes.
large number of people, and there's reasons for that. I just want people to know why Micro Daily for Kids is a kids version of EMF. It has methylated folate, methylated B12,
Yes.
turmeric root extract, which is curcumin, quercetin, and resveratrol. It's got those key ingredients that you've put in the Micro Daily EMF. And so I just wanted to
Protect against EMF. That's correct.
okay. So now let's get into the science with Dr. Prasad and Che. Che, why don't you talk us through just some statistics as it relates to children and nutrition?
Yeah, so like I was saying before, the modern diet can have enough calories, but there can be deficiency in micronutrients. And even in the United States, 61% of children have insufficient levels of vitamin D, so they're on the lower end, and 9% have an actual deficiency in this vitamin. And vitamin D is important for bones and it's important for immune function. 7% of children have a deficiency of vitamin C. Vitamin C is important for collagen, which is in all your skin, your bones, all of the structural parts of your body. And about 16 million people in the US are at risk for developing vitamin A deficiency. And vitamin A is involved in vision, as well as immune function and cellular integrity.
I like how you're talking about like there's some specific deficiencies, and it comes back to this idea of a combination of nutrients like vitamin D, vitamin C, vitamin A, and then we've talked about other ones already about with EMF radiation. But children are significantly at risk. They are not
Yeah.
getting what they need, and that's established from a scientific and a statistical standpoint. Um, Che, you already talked about, modern processed diets are contributing to the nutritional gap. You talked about the environmental stressors like EMF radiation. You talked about just the modern lifestyle. Think of our children and the stresses and pressures that are put on them at young ages to perform, perform in school, perform in sports, perform in the arts. And modern diet and environmental stressors, there, Dr. Prasad, this is your area of expertise. They increase oxidative stress in the body,
Yes.
and antioxidants and micronutrients are critical in dealing with oxidative stress, correct?
Yes. But the body has less than it requires to protect against oxidative stress.
So the
But
body is deficient in what it needs to deal with oxidative stress.
right,
And we're going to continue to talk about what the
benefit.
support and benefits of Micro Daily for kids can do. So, benefits of Micro Daily for kids. I mean, it supports healthy growth development, supports immune system, helps support cognitive function, supports bones and tissues, supports antioxidant defenses and natural defenses. It supports an overall wellness and cellular resilience in the modern EMF and 5G environments. I mean, it is a comprehensive nutritional supplement
Yep.
to beef up the defenses and strengthen your children as they develop through those really critical years in their youth. Che, is there anything else you want to add to benefits of getting proper nutrition through Micro Daily Gummies?
I'd say just the fact, like we were describing before, that it's really a broad spectrum way, and what it's doing, it's not giving you anything artificial. It's supporting what your body does naturally, but gets challenged with in this environment of increased oxidative stress. So it's really kind of giving you foundational antioxidant support to help with your body's own antioxidant defense systems.
So, we talked about some of the ingredients before. We're going to remind you of them. It contains methylated nutrients for enhanced bioavailability and absorption. It's free of milk, peanuts, soy, and eggs. So, those children with those allergies, it's okay for them to take. And like all of our products, it is third-party lab tested for purity and potency. Just to remind you of the testing process of all of our products are manufactured in a GMP, Good Manufacturing Practices facility, and NSF, which is a third party organization that comes in and audits and makes sure that manufacturing is of the highest quality. Our products are manufactured in these facilities. And so all of our products, the raw ingredients when they come in are tested, and the finished product is tested for purity and potency by third parties. So you can count on what we put on the label is what you are taking. Now, the ingredient of the gummy form, it contains antioxidants, B vitamins, minerals found in Micro Daily MF for adults, but the doses of each have been reduced to levels which are optimal for children's physical, mental growth, and optimal immune function. And so, healthy immune function is critical to supporting the body's natural defenses. Che, you talked about this idea of supporting the natural defenses. Why don't you expand on this idea of how nutrition works with the body to expand, it really empower the body to be healthy in a way it can't on its own?
Right. So, the body has its own natural antioxidant defense systems, and those include enzymes, which are involved in chemical reactions in the body to support, like I was saying, superoxide dismutase, catalase. And then there's antioxidants themselves, like glutathione, which is kind of like the super antioxidant, natural in the body. But when those get overwhelmed, then you can get increased oxidative stress and the production of free radicals. And those free radicals are very reactive oxygen species that can react with cell membranes and do damage. And therefore, it's essential to have some support to keep the body doing what it's supposed to do. And antioxidants and the ingredients that we have, like selenium, zinc, vitamin C, vitamin E, and some of the ones that are in there for the patented formula, all support that. So they're all designed to support that and work synergistically, so that if one gets overwhelmed, there's other ways to for the body to take over, because different things can attack the body in different ways. And this is looking for kind of a holistic way of looking at all the antioxidant defense systems and seeing how we can make those function to give people optimal health and optimal immune function.
Dr. Prasad, Che said something that I've heard a lot out in the world, and that's this idea of glutathione. In fact, some companies have products that only focus on the glutathione, which once again, it's very one-dimensional in terms of the full spectrum of what the body needs. Why don't you explain to people like what do we have in Micro Daily Kids Gummies and our Micro Daily that will help to the body to create glutathione?
Yeah, first it is alpha, the glutathione. First, we have an N-acetylcysteine that when it goes in the body, the acetyl gets chopped up, and cysteine is used to make a new glutathione.
Okay.
And then we also have a alpha lipoic acid, which increases the enzyme called glutathione peroxidase that is necessary to making a new glutathione. So we have a elevate the glutathione from two different pathway, and therefore the level of glutathione, which is the most amount of antioxidant in your body, is glutathione. If you compare all antioxidant in the body, glutathione is the highest level and present in almost all cells. And
So, Dr. Prasad, if I understand what you just said, is glutathione is really the mission critical
yes,
antioxidant in the body.
yes,
And the body makes it, but by supplementing the body with N-acetylcysteine and NAC, right?
and acetylcysteine and alpha lipoic acid.
And alpha lipoic acid, by supplementing the body with those stimulate the production of glutathione in the
Right.
body, which is
Yeah.
critical to immune system and our health.
Optimal level. Yeah. Maximum level.
Okay.
And again, working on multiple pathways, not just one pathway.
Yes, exactly.
That's one of the things that when you're choosing a nutritional supplement to take, you really want to make sure you take one that is stimulating antioxidant production, antioxidant defenses, micronutrients on multiple pathways, like you said, Shay, and in a synergistic way. It's not the idea like, some vitamin brands say we have everything, we've thrown in the whole kitchen sink A to Z. It's more of we've thrown in the ones that work together to help your body to
Yes.
have optimal antioxidant production, reduction of free radicals, reduction of oxidative stress, and lessening and minimizing we would expect of inflammation. Right, right, Dr.
Yes.
Prasad?
And I
Okay.
think one of the strengths also is that Micro Daily is really the flagship. I mean, my dad's whole career has gone into making that product, and uh, the way that he's able to adapt that to different things, like if there's a specific disease, or in this case, a population, which is children,
Yes.
It's adaptable to that with some modifications for the age group, but it really follows that kind of micro daily philosophy of multi-pathway, broad spectrum, and supporting what your body does naturally.
You know, I think about what you just said, Shay. Like Dr. Prasad, you started your PhD in radiate to be a radiation biology PhD in 1961, correct?
63.
63. Okay. So in 1963 you began, and then you finished when?
Then I finished there in 3 years and went to Brookhaven National Laboratory where I work on Parkinsonism.
Okay. So you started your
And
journey.
nutrition started in a research in when I joined in Denver. I always had an interest in a side way I will do some experiment. But a real career started in Denver, which was
Okay.
in 1970.
So, Che, what I heard you say, and I know you began your testing with the U.S. military in 2001, and that was a 6-year process. So, really, you're talking almost 40 years for you to finalize your formulation of Micro
Yeah,
Daily. Is that fair
yeah,
to say? So,
And
think
like
about
any
that. Go ahead, Che.
Oh no, I was just saying, like any passionate scientist, he experimented on his family. So when he was giving us all that fresh fruit, he realized that there was only so much that a human could eat in that form. So already he's thinking about things. And I think this kid's gummy is like the fruition of that. It's what he wished he could have given my brother and I is gummies that we would have eaten instead of him having to, he would actually hand peel all this fruit for us and try to make it as presentable and
yeah,
delicious looking as possible. But being kids, we would run away and try to hide until he found us and then sit and watch us eat a huge plate of fruit. And so I think this has and we're probably going to talk about it with a new formulation, a lot more compliance with being able to get that
That's right.
nutrition.
It's a lot easier to get children to take for sure. So, we're talking just for this product alone. Dr. Prasad, if you look at each of these ingredients, he has very exacting research and almost 50 years of knowledge and science has gone into that label and what's in this product. Think about it, an entire lifetime to create a
yep,
product. There's really nobody else on earth, Dr. Prasad, that has done such a thing. And that's why your products are so powerful. Why don't we, Che, why don't you just take us through each of the key ingredients here real quickly?
Yeah, so my dad talked about some of the ones as they related to glutathione, which is really the body's natural um, super antioxidant. But vitamin A, I mentioned earlier, supports vision and immunity and healthy growth. And that's why kids especially need that because they're not just at a place where they're at a steady state like adults. They're rapidly growing. So their needs change and just the growth process itself causes oxidative stress. And vitamin C is important for immunity. My dad, working with Linus Pauling, who won 2 Nobel Prizes, was early influenced by vitamin C and collagen production, which was in all your connective tissues, your skin, your bones, your muscles. Vitamin D is very strong for necessary for strong bones, and is one of the ones that's really most um, kids are most vulnerable for insufficiency and even deficiency in the United States. And vitamin D is also important for immune function. Vitamin C is very important antioxidant support for healthy cells. And as we'll see, my dad, of course, wanted 2 forms of that because he did a lot of his research on vitamin E. So he thought, why'd have just one form because they can both work on slightly different mechanisms. You have vitamin B1, thiamine, which supports energy production in mitochondria as well as brain function. Vitamin B2, which is riboflavin, and is also important in energy production. Vitamin B3, which is important for skin as well as metabolism. So you're really looking at immune function, cognitive function, energy, and growth. So of course, my dad's been doing research. This is 50 years, so there's a lot of ingredients, but each one has been carefully thought out as to the best amount of it and the best form of it. And that's with the CQF philosophy, which I think is another strength that is one of the unique aspects of Engage. So vitamin B5 is also, so all the B vitamins are involved in energy. Vitamin B6 is important for supporting cognitive and brain development. Vitamin B7 is important for hair, skin, and nails. And again, there's multiple pathways, as you saw. There's vitamin C, vitamin B7. So we're looking at support for growth from multiple pathways. There's the vitamin B12, very important for the nervous system as well as energy. There's folate, which is support for cellular growth. Zinc, which supports immunity and growth, which is why sometimes probably when you're feeling a little bit, maybe you've been exposed to something, you eat a couple of gummies in addition to what you're taking, and it kind of gives you a little boost like that. So
All right, Che, you ever have your do you ever have your mouse get a mind of its
yeah,
own?
it's getting so excited it wants to move
It
forward.
sure did. My
Or
mouse
either
is
that or I'm so boring, it's like, come on, get on with it.
no, no, no,
But
no.
no, but chromium and sodium are both there to help with electrolyte balance as well as carbohydrate metabolism.
So, Dr. Prasad, you and I and Shay, we've talked a lot about this recommended dosage. On the label, it shows for dosage for kids basically 2 to 4, so 2 and 3. The recommended dose is 2 gummies a day. Ideally, it'd be one in the morning, one at night, right, Dr. Prasad?
Yes.
Kids 4 to 12, we recommend 4 gummies a day. 2 gummies twice per day is best.
Yeah.
Teenagers 12 to 18. Che, this is your daughter and children, teenagers. Recommend 6 gummies a day along the lines of an EMF, micro daily EMF. That'd be 3 gummies twice per day. And then for adults, if you're taking micro daily EMF and you use gummies of a nutrition and energy boost, take 2 to 3 in a day, and that would be okay.
Yeah.
We don't recommend that adults use the micro daily gummy as their primary micronutrients. We've got micro daily for that. We've got micro daily EMF, but it certainly can be a midday treat or help fill in the gap if you're not
Yeah,
taking.
it is safe.
Yep, and it's totally safe. I mean, Dr. Prasad, you're very comfortable with people taking as an adult micro daily and kids as an added kicker, right?
Yeah.
I know for me the gummies are fun to,
I
to
mean, again, one or two capsule, in a daytime, couple of times, that's okay. There's
Yep.
nothing.
Okay, so like we say, it's specifically formulated for kids, but hey, as adults we can take it and enjoy the benefits of it too. So we talked earlier about what makes Micro Daily for kids, I'm gonna say, and adults, formulation special. We've talked about Dr. Prasad's proprietary formulation. All of our products have the CQF label on them. And so you know that they've been formulated with this standard of the right combination, the right quantity, precise nutrient levels designed for kids, the right form, the right, like Che, you talked about, vitamin E succinate, vitamin E acetate, 2 different forms. It's critical we get the right forms. Dr. Prasad, I know you've talked about vitamin A and beta carotene. We could spend an hour just talking about the multiple different kinds of forms and how critical they are. But Dr. Prasad, CQF is the methodology and the standard with which all of his products are formulated. In addition, Dr. Prasad has his name on all of the products he's formulated, and the products that Shay has co-formulated with him has Dr. Prasad and Shay's name on it. I would just ask anyone who's on this call, how many of you have taken a vitamin or a nutrient or a supplement and you don't know who formulated it? And I would ask you, why would you do such a thing? Why would you take a product you don't even know who formulated it? You don't know their background, you don't know their education, you don't know their motivation. Well, you do know their motivation to make money.
Make money.
Um,
Yeah.
but I can tell you with Dr. Prasad at 91 years old, his motivation and everything he has done and he does, it's to bring health and goodness to the world. And then we have, put it in a way that it's a business way of bringing it to the world that is win-win-win for everybody. And
Everybody.
so
Yeah.
I would just say to you, if you've taken or you're taking anything and you don't know who did it, I would ask you why. At Engage, we don't do anything without Dr. Prasad. Well, we don't do anything that Dr. Prasad hasn't formulated. And Che, you've been a part of, several formulation processes now. Can you think of any time when your dad and you have come with a very strong scientific basis and we've pushed back a little bit because from a business standpoint, we're like, hey, these are expensive or this or that. Can you think where we've ever compromised quality to make more money? Have you ever seen us compromise quality and efficacy just for price?
No, I've never seen that. In fact, quite the opposite. There's a willingness to go to some kind of more premium or expensive ingredients because they're scientifically grounded and to be included. And, I think the discussion is healthy to say, what else, is this the best thing that we can do? And sometimes that discussion will lead us to find something else that we'll also include that we hadn't thought of. So I think those discussions back and forth between kind of the general thing, which we all want better health for everyone, and then the science and the business all comes together, just like the vitamins do in a very synergistic multi-pathway approach that ends up with something that's really great. And I would say that, like you were saying, David, how many of us take a vitamin where the designer's name is on it, and we know them. And many people who've been to some of the summits and things have met my dad. And seeing him on these Zooms, they know how much he loves his granddaughter, and the fact that he would, be encouraging his granddaughter to take these, and she does take them. Shows that not only is his name on it, but he is giving it to the person who's most precious to him in the world.
Well, I can tell you all this, that I am a product of our products. I know Dr. Prasad at 91, you are a product of your products and formulation. Shay, you're a product of the product. So not only do we share with you what we believe and have scientific basis to believe will bring you health and goodness, your children health and goodness, but we bring them for ourselves and our families also. So these are products that I would say that we cherish and I hold in high regard as the finest in the world. Once again, patented, most nutrient rich gummy that's ever been produced,
Yes.
history of the world, right here. And it's available for you, for your family, for your kids to help them to become the best children that they can be. And so our
Also, I
gum.
want to say
Go
that
ahead.
your feedback and Robin's feedback also has improved it because sometimes we use, which is very costly, we substitute it with the same function after looking into, and then then you guys, it is okay. So your contribution has been also significant in terms of finalizing it with the right place, right product, and everything else.
Well, Dr. Prasad, just like Che used the word synergy, I would say another word we have at Engage is harmony.
Yes.
Harmony in our mission, which is to bring health and goodness, harmony in our values, which are to be real. And we talk about what real means. It means to be resilient and strive for excellence every day, be
Yes.
authentic and transparent, as you can see we're being today. And we always are striving to be. And then at the end of the day, we want to be motivated by love. Engage is not a company
Yes.
trying to maximize profits. Engage is a company trying to maximize health and goodness and to
Yes.
maintain a reasonable profit like any successful business needs to survive and thrive. And so, but we are not here to maximize shareholder value. We're not here to maximize how much money we make. We're here
Yeah.
to maximize health and goodness in the world. And I think by their deeds ye shall know them. And Dr. Prasad, your deeds have certainly exemplified that. And so, to continue on how our gummies are different, we talked about commercial children's vitamins typically contain vitamin A only from beta carotene, while ours can include both vitamin A and beta carotene. Most children's vitamins contain only one form of vitamin E, while our children's gummy includes two forms for a more complete vitamin E support. We talk about vitamin E acetate and succinate, and provides a much broader antioxidant and health function than other products out there. These are just two simple examples of what makes our gummies different. In addition, most children's gummies don't include advanced antioxidant cellular support. We talked about how important these are: alpha lipoic acid, N-acetylcysteine, coenzyme Q10, curcumin, resveratrol, Q certain. And our gummies incorporate this broad spectrum of antioxidant support as compared to any other product in the world. We talked about, how glutathione, how important that is. This is critical if you don't see these nutrients or these ingredients in products. Also, many kids' vitamins are once a day, and this can result in a less consistent nutrient availability throughout the day. And we recommend at least twice a day on all of our nutritional products like Micro Daily. And so Dr. Prasad has done a lot of research where if you supplement twice a day, morning and evening, your body's gonna have a more steady state of nutrition and be
Yeah.
more well equipped to
Yeah.
face the toxins of the world, the EMF of the world, the viruses of the world. Your body's going to stay new. It's like keeping your gas tank full. And so we recommend taking products twice a day, morning and night. So, in conclusion, the benefits of kids' gummies is going to help your children, support your children in their physical growth development, their cognitive and mental performance, their immune function, their antioxidant cellular support, their healthy inflammatory response, cellular resilience in the presence of an environmental stressors like UV, EMF, X-ray exposure, and just support in an overall wellness and daily nutritional balance. And we've heard numerous testimonies of children who just their behavior has been enhanced and improved by getting them the nutrition they need with these gummies. So, Micro Daily Gummies, the world's most nutritious gummy in the world, specifically formulated by the world's foremost expert on micronutrition, the Michelangelo of micronutrition, Dr. Prasad. And so today we're just going to remind you our Micro Daily Gummies, we used to have these priced, Dr. Prasad, at well over $70 a bottle.
Hmm.
And we made a agreement with our affiliates, and with their agreement, we were able to get the subscription price down to $53.99. And retail is simply for someone who wants to buy one bottle. We don't recommend it, but we give people the chance if they just want to buy one bottle at $69.32. But on subscription, you can save $16 and you can cancel your subscription anytime you want. So, Micro Daily Kids Gummies. Now, Dr. Prasad, we have a philosophy not to discount Micro Daily, but we had an internal discussion. It's been so long. It's been so long since we had a call on Micro Daily Gummies, and it's
Yeah.
so important that gummies are available to children that we decided to do something a little crazy. Now, I can be a little bit, Robin likes to say that sometimes I lose my mind. And I'm just going to say I didn't lose my mind because I knew exactly what we want to do, and my mind was very clear here. So I didn't lose it, I found it. But we're going to do something right now that we do not do really very often, if ever. And that is we're going to give everyone a chance to buy two gummies and get one free. That's $54 savings. So let me do a quick calculation for folks here. So normally on subscriptions, basically $54. So we're gonna do right now. This is insane. I just three bottles for $108 is $36 a bottle. 36 folks, there's no limit. It's a 1 week promotion. It starts right now. It runs till May 28th at 6 o'clock at night. Buy as many gummies as you want. It's going to be only $108, $36 a bottle for three.
Mm.
Get 3 months worth of gummies for your kids. You can get 6 months of gummies. You can get as many as you want. Dr. Prasad, I don't know. What do you think? I think when I look at that, I think I did lose my mind. I have to be honest. I
It's
think I did
fantastic
lose my
deal.
mind. $36. I can tell you this is one of our more expensive products to manufacture. So this is a situation where like I said, we are not focused on profit. We are focused on health and goodness, and this is an example of that. So
Yeah.
everybody take advantage of your buy two, get one free. Stock up on gummies while they last. It'd be interesting if we stock out because I know we have limited inventory right now, but we'll see what happens over the next week. Also, I just want to remind everybody, Dr. Flag, we did a call I think it was last month on our
Yeah.
GLP-1 boost. This is an example, Che, where you mentioned that when science comes out, when our knowledge expands, we're not stuck in the past. We're willing to look at cutting edge and how to be on that cutting edge. You want to explain to people what we did with our GLP-1 boost?
Yeah, well, my dad and I worked a long time to come up with the original formula, and it was having good feedback on the effects. And then when we were doing more research, we realized that this was one of the products that could actually be improved. And there was some other aspects to the GLP-1 pathways, including DPP-4 inhibitors, And so we tweaked the formula a little bit to make it even better, which I think is also something unique to Engage Global. They're not just like you said, you're not stuck on a formula. Now, some of them, like Micro Daily, has been basically that's a perfect formula. This one had a little bit of room, and everyone was open to improving it, and that was for the benefit of all the customers.
Well, Shay, I like what you said. We took it, so we basically took the exact same formula. We took nothing out and we added
Yes,
DPP-4 inhibitors to make it
yes,
even better. And we
yep.
won't go through the whole long discussion. We're just going to say the GLP-1 boost, it works on suppressing appetite. The GLP-1 hormone stimulation that's stimulated by the nutrients in this product is enhanced now because DPP-4 enzymes degrade GLP-1. Now we're neutralizing those enzymes, so this product is even more effective than ever. We've seen people lose consistent, steady weight, minimal side effects, if any. And I can tell you, the testimonials are through the roof of this helps. You just don't feel hungry. And it helps in many other ways. It's a fantastic product. Now, once again, when you add some ingredients, typically companies say, hey, we just added some more ingredients. We're going to raise the price. We took when we had originally 60 capsules in a bottle. And now we have 90 capsules in a bottle. We've added 30 more capsules, so you take 3 a day. We've added 30 more capsules, not increased on the price. And the subscription is only $119.99. And if you add it as a boost product, you can get up to $20 off. So you can get this product for $89.99. Think about that when you're looking at hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars for any of these other GLP products, many of which don't work or many of which have significant side effects. I know you're very proud of this, Dr. Prasad. Is there anything else you'd like to say about the GLP-1 boost?
Yeah, I mean, one thing I like to know from the customer who are using it, do they suffer from gastric emptying, delay in gastric emptying?
Well, Dr. Prasad, we will be, this product's only been on the market for a couple of weeks now. We'll
And
certainly
if they're feeling hungry, that means there is no gastric emptying, is reducing the hunger. But
yes.
question is, this is very important question for me, that most of the currently sold like the semaglutide or any other product is they all cause a serious gastric emptying problem, delaying gastric emptying. And if you stay for a long time, that can create all kind of problem that I can discuss later on. But problem is, so I want to know how long, if they have a gastric delay in gastric emptying, how long it lasts.
Well, we certainly will be doing a follow-up on that, Dr. Prasad. I do know, when you think about it, the GLP-1 hormone, it's a hunger hormone, right? So
Yeah.
it decreases hunger. And so by stimulating the hormone, you have probably, this is where you would know better, Che and Dr. Prasad, less risk of the gastric emptying problem because you're not mimicking the hormone and stimulating the body with a unnatural form of stimulation with a semaglutide. But Dr. Prasad, that's certainly something we will look at.
Okay.
Well, Shay, okay, Dr. Prasad and Shay, we've talked about the gummy tonight. We have laid out the framework of the science. We have given people a unbelievable opportunity to get, I still can't believe I'm saying this, gummies at $36 a bottle. Are you kidding me?
No, there
That
is no
is
other product in our inventory which costs that cheap.
no, nothing like this. And I still am trying to figure out how we even decided to do that, other than we are here to bring you health and
For
goodness.
children, benefit is the most important thing.
I think you're right, Dr. Prasad. Our hearts are tender towards children for sure. I can
Right.
tell you, we have worked, like I said, we had this product originally priced up in the $70 range because we were trying to maintain commissions and margins that
I
we
know.
historically have done. But yeah, because our affiliates and us share the same values of bringing health and goodness to the world, we decided to make this more affordable because we need more children. We want more children to be healthy.
Exactly, exactly.
Well, Shay, as we finish up tonight, do you have anything you'd like to say?
I would just say at the beginning, I was talking about how we don't have a lot of control when our kids go out in the world. And I'm feeling that now with my daughter in college, to help them nutritionally. And this is a way that we actually do have a little bit of control and can kind of get them used to taking a micronutrient because kids will not, they'll eat gummy bears. They won't necessarily be drawn to this. So this is something where we can establish a good nutrition practice early on. Because my daughter, sometimes I go to work before she would wake up and I would leave it out for her on her little napkin where she would have her breakfast. And I'd come home and it would always make me feel better to see that it was gone, that she ate it. And then also made me feel good when she was packing. She goes, "Wait, I need my my gummies." So it's a way for us to have a little bit of control in a world where we don't have a lot of, just like asking your kid to wear a helmet when they ride a bicycle. This is a way to protect your kids when they're out there in the world.
Well, thank you. Is there anything more dear to any of us than our children and grandchildren? And Dr. Prasad, I think of your love for your grandchild. Is there anything you'd like to finish with tonight as you think of children and this product that can help children be more healthy?
Yes.
Okay, that's it. Yes, take it. Right, Dr. Prasad?
Yes. Is it still a secret what we are going to talk? And
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
it's still a secret. We have more good stuff in the future for folks. Dr. Prasad, I will say, Dr. Prasad, you just got another paper published on the core four,
yeah.
and we're going to be putting that into our
Not-
back office and such. So there's science being promoted. You just got invited. Didn't you not get, don't you have another lecture you're going to be doing here soon?
yeah, in Singapore on 26th.
My goodness. Think of how lucky we are. We get to sit at the feet of the expert of micronutrition who in a couple weeks is lecturing the world's foremost scientists on the things we've just been able to be educated on.
Yeah, code 4 would be and role of code 4 in Parkinson's disease.
Well, Dr. Prasad, thank you for your example. Also, everybody's coming to Utah for our summit. Any of you who are in Utah and want to come on June 5th through 3rd through the 5th, we're going to be doing our summit. So we welcome any of you coming at that time. We're looking forward to seeing you who are coming. And just want to thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you on June 1st on our corporate call. We'll look forward to seeing you at our summit in the first week of June. And we've got some new products coming in June. We've got new products coming in July. We've got new products coming after that. And we've got another blockbuster product coming after that. Dr.
Yeah,
Prasad and Che are not sitting on their laurels. But tonight it's Micro Daily Gummies for kids. Enjoy. We appreciate you being here tonight, and God bless and good night.
thank you.
Thanks, everyone.